This one is a GitHub repository where basically you have to fork it and you have to install it locally. It's super simple, but I just wanted to highlight this real quick what it does. So it's basically it's the repository and it's a challenge, basically 10 different hands-on challenges inspired by OWASP Top 10. So what they have done is for every different LLM category, like prompt injection, sensitive data exposure and stuff, they have created one lab. Effectively, you don't need an API key, so this is pretty good because I heard from a lot of people like, hey, you have a lot of good playgrounds and stuff, but I don't want to pay for OpenAI, or I'm a student, I don't have money for that, and I appreciate that. So this is what is different in this one here is basically in order to play with it, you just need Oyama, right? Like so the Oyama framework, and which is basically described like how to set it up and things. Oyama is like a framework where you can run models, like open source models, locally on your machine, right? And then you just choose one which is not as complex, because you need a lot of like GPU, CPU for those things to run smoothly. But they give you a list basically how to do this. So you clone down the initial repository, you install the requirements, and then you do an Oyama serve. So Oyama can be downloaded here, right? Depending on your OS and stuff. Super simple. And then basically you pull like the Mistral model, the Llama 3 model, the SQL Coder, Granite, stuff like that. Or you can spawn Oyama via Docker, like if you want to use like Docker Desktop or something like this. It's also possible, or like this, and then you just run the application. And then the application basically becomes accessible on your local host port 5000, and then you start the particular challenge like LLM1, LLM2, and things like this. This is pretty good. Solutions are also provided, so I'm not going through those because if you're new to this, you should do this yourself to start with. But it's not too challenging, right? Like it's more for beginners and it's more to understand the concepts behind it. So it's not like super difficult to break them or to solve those.